New Border Patrol numbers show migrant encounters at the southern border nearly doubled last month from January 2021. Agents there say they are underfunded and overwhelmed. Now, Arizona's Attorney General is leading a coalition of 13 state AGs to defend the public charge rule. Arizona AG Mark Brnovich will argue the case before the Supreme Court on Wednesday, and he joins us now. So AG Brnovich, let me set it up. So the public charge rule ensures that non-citizens are able to financially support themselves in order to become U.S. citizens or to get a green card. So what's your pitch to the Supreme Court?
Well, thank you, Arthel, for having me on again today. And basically, it comes down to this. The public charge rule, the statute's been around for nearly a century in this country. And it basically says that if you are a non-citizen, you have to be able to support yourself. The Trump administration promulgated a rule that basically said you cannot be on welfare benefits for more than 1 year of your first 3 years here. It's a common sense approach to basically make sure people are self-sufficient. The Biden administration unilaterally and illegally, we believe, withdrew that rule. And while there was a case pending at the U.S. Supreme Court, they essentially abandoned the defense of it and surrendered it. So states like Arizona and other states are stepping up to say, if the Biden administration won't do its job, we will step in and defend that rule.
Got it. And so I want to now move to, if I can, to the steep surge in migrant crossings. If the Republicans take back the House and retain control of the Senate, besides building a wall, which some Americans might consider revisiting given this steep surge, that and doing away with catch and release, do Republicans really have an applicable plan to stop the problem at the source?
Well, when we talk about sources, we know the Biden administration literally wants to spend more than $300 million studying the root causes, and I will save them the taxpayer money. People want to come to this country because it's the greatest country in the world, and I know this. I mean, my family lived through World War II, my parents, and communism. People come here because the rule of law means something, because America is the land of opportunity, that no matter who you are, how you spell your last name, that everyone, if you play by the rules, there's a consistency and certainty in law, you can make something for yourself and your family. And what the Biden administration is doing is essentially gutting the rule of law. So, Arthel, it has to come back to enforcing the law as it is. And whether that's our lawsuit where the Biden administration is refusing to deport people, deportation orders, which means more than 1 million people in this country with deportation orders are being released into our communities, including people that have been convicted or charged with dangerous crimes. When we see the border not being secure, that means that there's more drugs like fentanyl and methamphetamine flowing into our country. And so this is really, quite frankly, a matter of will. It starts with enforcing the existing laws, making sure that we prosecute the cartels and those involved in human smuggling, that we make sure that we enforce existing laws and not create these incentives like the public charge rule or, providing benefits to people that are here illegally. I think that creates a perverse incentive for people to essentially undermine and break the law coming in here. And that's why, as a result of the decriminalization and the incentivization of people breaking the law, that's why we're seeing these record numbers, and we're losing adjectives to describe how the situational control at our border is out of control.
Listen, Democratic President Biden and his administration own this crisis as it's happening on his watch. But we know party politics won't fix the problem, and the problem affects Americans from all parties. Can you update us on any bipartisan efforts to solve this crisis since you and I last spoke 3 months ago?
Yeah, Arthel, we know one thing for certain is that Washington, D.C. is where good ideas go to die. And that's part of the problem in this country is that you have the Biden administration lurching so far to the left, trying to socialize the economy and, essentially cede control of our southern border, that it makes it difficult for anyone to talk about common sense solutions.
But are you telling me, Mr.
Brnovich,
are you telling me that nobody in that administration will have you, you have some good ideas, someone from your side of the aisle can go in there, get a meeting, and really have, common sense conversations to try to get something solved? Are you telling me that's just impossible? Because that's really unfortunate.
Well, it's unfortunate because I literally have invited Vice President Harris, who used to be the California Attorney General, one of my colleagues, to sit down and discuss this issue. We've invited Secretary Mayorkas to sit down and talk to us. And the Biden administration has essentially told us to pound sand. They refuse to meet with us. They refuse to talk to us. And so,
Why do you think that is? Why
the,
are they refusing? Why do you think that is?
I think that President Biden or whoever's talking into his earpiece has been basically captured by the far left, by the progressive left of this country. And I think they're trying to make as many radical changes as they can. I think at one point we said that they were trying to abolish ICE. But I think at this point, what we're seeing is this progressive dream where they're trying to essentially abolish the entire southern border. And they're overwhelming the system. And so it's chaos. It's problematic. And we know Americans are dying as a result of the failed policies, Arthel. So this really starts with
Go ahead. Sorry, finish. Go ahead.
No, it begins with we have to enforce existing laws. And before we start talking about, different theories about how we move forward or different possible statutes, we aren't enforcing existing law. Why aren't we, enforcing Title VIII when folks have deportation orders deporting them? Why did we stop building the wall? There's all these issues. Why did the Biden administration unilaterally, illegally withdraw the public charge rule? So these have created these incentives. Let's enforce the law.
You did say that you think that it's illegal that they withdrew that rule, which is why you're trying to get it reinstated. You're going to go ahead and argue your case before the Supreme Court. I have to believe, and call me Pollyanna, but I have to believe, Attorney General Brnovich, that you can call some of the progressives that you called out and ask for a meeting, because there needs to be some conversation, because this is out of control. And this partisan or bickering is just ridiculous. It's really crazy. We can't get anything done. So anyway, I got to go because you got people in my ear now telling me to wrap. So AG Mark Brnovich, thank you very much. We really have to get something done together, guys. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Eric.